All right, and welcome back to another episode of Minetest gameplay of sorts, the Halloween edition. Mwahahaha. Yeah, and so let's take a look at a haunted house. And if you like what you see here, please consider liking and subscribing. It is greatly appreciated. Yes, it is. And we're back at the Richard Jeffries Nature Center. Ooh, information desk. This is done. This is pretty much done. And next, I will be working on the trains. So, let's go take a look at some houses. I had a request in the comments that said, build a haunted house. And I have 2 travel nets. You know, there's a limit. You can only have 24 houses per one, per travel center. I didn't know that until today. So I built a haunted house. Now, in the last episode, I referenced the person where I got the inspiration from for this house. And I will link that again in the show notes because it's really cool. So let's take a walk over to the... That's not what I wanted. Let's take a walk over to the creepy house. It's not really creepy. Okay, everybody has to close their eyes for a second. There we go. Now you can open them. Yeah. So it's best to view this at night. So you come up, look at that. It's done. He's done. Let's take a fly around. And it's a larger scale than normal. And I'm probably going to fly through some trees because what would one of my videos be without trees? Yeah. So we have this real cool kind of old time mansion. It turned out really sharp. There's some things about it that I want to fix, like the chimney. I don't like the original chimney design. But everything else is really cool. There's no interior on this house yet, and you'll see why in a minute. But there's the fly around. And in the spirit of Halloween, ooh, spooky. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Enough of that. So let's look at this house real quick before we look at the haunted house. And we come up and we have this. It's just a house that's out in the middle of nowhere. You know, it was a mansion, some like shut in or whatever person lived here. And it's kind of forgotten. And I like the way this house turned out so much that I did not want to ruin it by trying to knock out some boards and turn this one into the Halloween house. So we have that. You come up here. Have these patios, nice hanging lanterns, trees everywhere. Because I was going for the effect that this was a house that sort of was neglected in terms of the landscape wasn't kept up, so everything kind of grew in. And then you come to the back area. You got this, look at this, yuck, magical horse. Hi, magical pony. Yeah. And you come back here, more lanterns. There's no real working door. So it kind of, defeats the purpose. So there's some things wrong with the house, but it's just a good looking house. Now, one of the reasons why this one, I'm going to try the interior. This is the interior. And the problem is on the outside, it looks fine. However, on the inside, you have these, windows right up against the wall here. So I have to fix all that. The doors are absolutely humongous because the scale of this house. And I purposely did that with the windows because they look proper on the outside, but on the inside, obviously they don't. And then because of fitting the balconies. Yeah. And this is really cool. I'd like to do something with this attic kind of room with the tower in it. And we have some cobwebs and a pumpkin. Yeah, so that's that. And it really turned out really cool. And this was all, the main thing about copying this tutorial from the YouTuber that posted it, Grain, how to build a haunted house, is I wanted to learn how to do this style of building, because the modern building I'm getting decent at, but the traditional houses I need some work. So what really stands out is this detail on the little roof overhangs, and the detail, like I said in the last video, of this. It's not crown molding, but this kind of detail that goes around the upper part of the house with the upside down stairs and the slabs. And then in his video, he uses cauldrons and anvils. However, in Minetest, the anvils don't take up the entire node in the height, so they wouldn't have worked. And we don't have the little poles. Which when in Minecraft, when they put a piece of glass down, it turns into like a rod. So when we do it, it turns into like that, which that's useful. You can put a tabletop on it and stuff like that, but theirs turn into like just a colored pole. And they also have one for the bars. So, but these poles from Home Decor, it's just a generic wrought iron pole. It works out pretty good. So enough of this house. There's some things I would change, like these. I'd like to make these columns more pronounced. But yeah, it turned out. So I'm really happy with it. I like the look of it, and I'd like to do something more with the window arches. So I'm looking up alternative designs for that, but this will let me go in that direction. So let's come back in here and go to the haunted house, because that's what everybody's waiting for. That's why you clicked on the video. And this is cool. And we have to view this at nighttime. So don't look. So there we go. It's at nighttime. I'll show the other one at nighttime too. I forgot. So, and the one thing is, the scale is kind of cool. If you remember being a kid going trick-or-treating, and you were coming up to the door to knock on the door and say trick or treat. That's how it looked when you're coming up to a stranger's door to ask him for candy, which everything about that whole sentence seems wrong. Yeah. So here's the haunted house. One commenter put in, he said, "Hey, how about a roller coaster through the house?" And I did. I Mr. Chicken. So let's take a ride. You get in your car. Hey, let me in. Thank you. You got to get it going here. And I've tried working on the speed. Oh, ooh, oh, roller coaster. Spooky. Wow. Uh-oh, we're going up. Look at that. Cobwebs. I hate cobwebs in real life. Oh, just when you think you can't get scared. I know my commentary is much to be desired. Yikes. What would really look cool here is some Five Nights at Freddy's animation. And that's it. Let's go one more time. I had to work on the speed, and because you miss a lot of detail. There's some magic mushrooms and some scarecrow pumpkins, a lot of leaves and logs, and you come up here, and when you look up in the tower, there's all those magic mushrooms. So I'm gonna do a walk around on that real quick. Come down here and go out the broken window. Woo! Get that scarecrow. Very cool. So what happens is you come up here, and I had to balance the powered rails. You come in, you're greeted by Mr. Scarecrow Pumpkin. You got some cobwebs and some trees growing in. It's an old house. Trees broke in. And you come up to the first. Yeah. Come up to the first one. Ooh. Scary. Got a little leaf bridge. There wasn't. Ooh. That didn't work out as planned. There wasn't a lot of options. I tried doing, those are glowworms from the caverealms. And you got these lit up magic mushrooms. What did I forget to put? Ooh. And come around. The carts really worked really cool on this. Got some icicles. I know that's not spooky. Oh, almost did it again. Come up here. It's the third floor. And this is kind of cool. You come right up into this. And then right through the cobwebs. And that's what, look at that. Isn't that cool? Those are just those magic mushrooms from caverealms. And it lights up. It eerily lights up. And then you come out through here. You got a pumpkin head. Come down. It loops around. A lot of curves and stuff. More pumpkins. And then you crash through the outside. Through the broken window. I meant to come out over here. But it didn't work out that way. And whoa. Come out back here. And the ride's over. And it turned out cool. I like it. Hopefully everybody else will. What I did is I copied the house as a WE file, a .world edit file, because I really did not want to damage the first. You could see that my tree kind of got cut off in half. And back here, like all this, the tree leaves and everything else just kind of appeared because the map was still generated because I had copied over 13,000 blocks, and a sequoia tree just popped up. And I like that. It kind of gives the house this kind of overgrown. It's in the middle of a creepy forest, and all that vegetation when the house spawned in, when I loaded the house, it kind of stayed there. So I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. And yeah, because I did it so far out this way back. So can't see it now. Oh, there it is. That's how far out I am. So I ended up putting in like a trav net. That's kind of weird that there's only 24. You can only have 24 positions. So that is the haunted house. I tried doing some techniques to show like there's some broken boards and stuff, but I just wasn't feeling it. So the cobwebs and everything else, it's kind of hard because I mean you could pop out windows and stuff, but I'm sure there's a lot of other people that might be able to do it a little bit better to provide the creepy, ghostly experience. But the pumpkin in the window is kind of cool. Yeah. So there you have it. There is the creepy haunted house. And we'll go through one more time just to do it. Why not? Just do it. It's so cool. Without me going ooh and ah. And it is going a little bit too fast. I have to play with the position of the powered rails. So it gives you just enough speed where you need it. But yeah, this is really cool. And the carts are working perfect. And then it comes to a stop. So let's go back over by the creepy house. I kind of got to update it. Yep, and we're back in the creepy house. So let's change this back to nighttime. And it's just, you know, you could picture walking through. And there's a full moon out. And you just have this, you know, you come up. Let's see, where am I going to land? Ooh, not there. I don't want to land it. There's these caves all over the place that if you're not watching, you'll just fall down and die. So you can imagine coming through the forest. And you're just coming through the forest, and then this thing shows up. Oh, that's a great screenshot. Channel art. Except for gotta wait for the travel net stuff to disappear. And that's cool. Yep, that is so cool. I like it. But you come up on this old spooky house in the middle of the forest. Oop, that wasn't the right key combination. And yeah, that's how it looks at night. Told you I was going to fly through a tree. So I need a sequoia tree back here. So I am going to attempt to furnish this house and do some more things with it. But it's going to prove a challenge. Come up through here. But I like the idea of the mansion with the big huge stone entrances and yeah. So this looks like a mansion that you can have. I grew up in a town called Willow Springs, Illinois. And in Willow Springs there were some haunted or alleged haunted houses. And especially the old mansion on the hill where I used to walk past every day to go to school. And this has a lot of the styling cues of that. There were a couple. It had that little tower section, which that's what is really cool. And then it had the a lot of peaks and stuff like that. I can't find any really good photos of it online. There's a couple rundown photos, but I hope to show that in the future. So yeah, like I said, this whole house was a mainly a learning experience and how to do different techniques. Whenever you have the chance, it doesn't matter whether it's Minecraft, Minetest, whatever. Any of these games, you can pick up different building techniques and different techniques that was redundant. You give different ideas and how to do different things. If you don't like the way these Windows casings are, change them. I would prefer thinner, but then again, because of the scale of the house, you have to balance the scale with how the perspective of it. So other than that, it's real cool looking. So there you have it. That is the haunted house episode and creepy house with roller coaster. Next video, I'm going to, the learning center is done. I just have to play with the trains and get the trains up to the northern section of town. And there's the log cabin. And that's going to take a little while to get those done. Just laying the tracks and trying to get through all the different trains. And it's going to be so much easier to make it as a subway. So, come back down here. I hear a cow out there mooing. Come back down here and get the trains to go up north. I still can't figure out. So if anybody's really looking for a tutorial on the automation of the trains, you could automate these trains. But there's only, when I was testing the cart in the haunted mansion, when I was testing the cart, once you got out of range of so many blocks, the cart no longer would respond. It would just kind of sit there in limbo until you walked back within range. So I can't understand how I think there's a command in that you can put in that the trains, if you notice when I walked up on the train, the one train was missing and then it popped in. But that requires loading sooner. So it's just, you have to play with that. But even if I don't get the automated stuff working, which I still can't figure out, the actual train itself and traveling on the tracks to get up to like the factory or to get up to the northern suburb, that'll be done. And get another train station put in. And yeah, everything is moving along nicely. So if there's any ideas that you guys have, leave them in the comments. Again, like and subscribe and share. Hopefully you can pick up something from these videos, technique wise or learning wise, and to suit your own building, which is the whole purpose of the game, and go from there. So thank you for watching, and everybody have a warm, safe Halloween. And goodbye.